Hey everybody, and welcome to my top 10 Buffy episodes. It was really interesting to look back at some of the old Buffy episodes that I'd long forgotten. And rewatching the Buffy has really been interesting. So let's start with number 10, Family. I love this episode mainly because it's finally an episode where we can see Tara's integration into the group. I really love Tara, and she's really sweet, and she really did open up Willow in a new way. And when we see everybody stick up for Tara at the end, and discover her family's bogus, I really do sense this feeling of empowerment for Tara. She's really proud that she has a new family who are all sticking by her. Every single member of the Scooby Gang will not let Tara's dad take her away, because obviously they do care about her as much as Willow. Even Spike, in a secret own way, seems to care, by walking over and punching her in the nose and expressing that she isn't a demon. She is just this pure, beautiful witch. I really do like it. Number 9, The Replacement. I like the episode The Replacement because you really get to explore Xander. Not just because it's brilliant having two Xanders, which it is. Mainly because you get to see different people's feelings about Xander, and even his own feelings about himself. How he should be replaced by this other one because he's doing his life better than him. But Willow won't let him. It really does imply all of this relationship ideas about Willow and Xander. I really like the idea of this episode because we get to see Xander in a new light, and I've always liked him, more than just the joke character. I really think that The Replacement is a great episode, and one that I would rewatch again and again, not only just because of the separation of Xander and his exploring, but obviously his caring about Buffy and Willow, and Willow's caring about Xander. Xander takes the blast from Toph after protecting Buffy, and the whole expression of the episode is Toph is attacking Buffy and trying to kill her. Regular demon. And Xander steps in the way of Toph's beam and gets split into two. But they're both exactly Xander. But if one dies, the other one dies, and neither of them know it's the exact Xander. Okay, so that's a great episode. Number 8, Doppelgangland. Yes, it's another episode with two of the main characters. I like this episode because of Willow, and it's odd to see her in this way. And this way, the vampire Willow obviously attracted to Xander, just like the original Willow was. And other ideas, like Willow can be bad because the true meaning of a vampire does come from the original Willow. It's interesting to express all these different ideas, and just exploring Willow's character in a bit more depth. I like the episode Doppelgangland as more than The Replacement because there's more depth to the character, which there wasn't much for Xander. Number 8. Number 7, Primeval. Primeval was just a brilliant episode. It's the final fight with Adam, and the whole team is in denial after a big fight that Spike brought on. When they figure it out, they realise that they don't want to live without each other, hugging just before the moment of battle. And the spell that promotes them all having a secret part in the power. And then Buffy expressing to Adam that he will never be able to understand the source of their power, which is friendship. Xander being the heart, because he's the most loyal member of the group. Willow being the voice and the hand, because she's using Buffy's hand and is the power, as she's the witch. And Giles being the head, because he's the brain. I love this episode because you really get to explore their friendship, and it's something that should be developed more and more throughout the season. Especially since Xander's feeling of being split apart after they all went to college. But showing that they couldn't really do anything without him. It really is a great episode, where all the team stays together and proves their strength. Number 6, Lover's Walk. I love this episode so much. Lover's Walk is a great episode. We really do get to see every single character's relationship. Obviously, Cordelia and Xander don't end up so well in the end of this episode. Basically, we see Spike roll back into town, but he's obviously distraught after the loss of Drusilla, so he takes Xander and Willow hostage, and tries to get Willow to do a love spell for him. In the end, it gets down to them realising it's a death or death situation, leading them to a passionate kiss, and they're found by Cordelia and Oz. It is surprising, but this episode also shows the demeanour of Spike, how he's changed after what happened to him with him and Drusilla. It's a brilliant episode. Number 5, School Hard. Now, I love School Hard because of the bravery of some of the characters in it. Not just Willow protecting Cordelia, but Xander and Angel invading the school. Also, there's other scenes that really express, like Buffy's mum being amazed at her daughter for being able to think on her feet and still going back for her. And obviously it's the first appearance of Spike. And we see Spike as this really badass character. Especially the Anointed One, the all-powerful vampire at that time. It really is a great episode. Number 4, Inca Mummy Girl. Not many people remember the older episodes, and Inca Mummy Girl was certainly one of the better ones. Inca Mummy Girl is a relationship episode, and we get to see Xander relationships grow. Even though this Inca Mummy Girl is evil and killing people to stay alive, she still doesn't have the strength to take Xander until it becomes completely necessary. And Xander, even though he loves the Inca Mummy Girl, still gives all up to protect Willow. It seems like you can really see the relationship of each character growing in this episode, and I really like it because the different love aspects and Buffy's determination to get to the dance and be a normal kid, it just seems like all of these characters bond together in this episode. Number 4, Chosen. I understand that most people will put this episode higher up, but I don't really think it deserves to go above my 1 and 2, but that's just my opinion, so don't hate. Chosen is a great episode because it shows the ending of the final battle. And seriously, the loss of Anya and Spike really hit me hard, because Anya is such a great character, and how Xander took it was really strong and emotional for me. I also liked the final battle because of how interesting and explosive it was. All of the new Slayers fighting, and obviously Felicity Day, who I really think is a brilliant actress, and I'm proud that she was actually in Buffy. I really do love the episode Chosen, I hope you all do too. Number 2, The Zippo. This episode is so amazing, and if you haven't noticed before, I am the biggest Xander fan. I've put so many of his episodes over on this list, and I don't really mind if you haven't. I love the episode The Zippo because it starts with Cordelia being real arrogant to Xander, which I hate. And Xander, he wants to prove that he's just as worthy as anyone else on the team, so he joins the gang after being threatened by the leader. But when he realises he has to die to be joining the gang, he hides. He finds out that the gang is trying to make a bomb and tries to enlist Buffy's help, but she's so busy that he decides that he should be able to do this for himself. And it leads to a big standoff in the basement with him and the leader of the undead gang facing a bomb. Xander doesn't know how to disable it and won't be able to get out the basement and up the stairs in time to get away from the bomb, and nor will the other guy. But he's so brave that he stands in front of his fear and doesn't give in. He asks the question, who has more fear? In time, and so Jack gives in just before the bomb's about to go, to Xander's much relief. And at the end is my favourite scene, where the moment of satisfaction, where Cordelia starts mocking him once again, and he just smiles and walks on by, leaving Cordelia in awe, and him remembering that no one will know what he did, apart from him, and it kind of makes him feel good. Episode number 1. Now how could beat all of the rest of my list? Bewitched, Bothered and Bewildered. Oh yeah, I love this episode so much. It makes me laugh all the time. And also, which does show strength to Buffy and Xander's relationship. How Xander wouldn't take advantage of Buffy nor Willow. And in the end, he just gives up because he doesn't want to put his friends in danger. He's such a good guy that I really think he should be given more light in the show. So, this episode reached my favourite, not just because of the comedy aspect, but also because it's so in-depth, the relationship between Buffy, Xander and Willow. And Xander and Cordelia's relationship when Cordelia finally gives in to peer pressure and dumps Xander at the beginning of the episode. But when she discovers that she doesn't want to be a sheep and doesn't want to fool around like everybody else, she goes back to Xander and finally has a moment of empowerment. She discovers that she shouldn't be just like her friends and that she should be her own person, be unique, and she really does show it good. Because she doesn't follow Harmony around anymore, and she says how she'll date who she wants to date no matter how lame he is. And for once I actually felt some respect for Cordelia. which kind of went away a little while later in the season. But, oh well. So that was my top 10 list of Buffy episodes. Please don't hate, as this was my own opinion. And please comment your own list, because I really want to know what you guys think. Thanks, like and subscribe.